What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our best tier list for Tower of God New World. Really cool thing I just want to go over with our sponsor before we jump into the tier list is I am actually playing this game on a web browser. This is thanks to BlueStack's cloud gaming platform. Playing on now.gg lets you experience Tower of God New World without having to download tons and tons of data. You can immediately just jump into the game and start playing. I'll have a link to the web browser to play the game down below in the description box and the comment section. All right, let's jump into this tier list. We got a bajillion characters to go over, so I'm gonna do this kind of fast, not to waste too much time. First one we got is Evan, arguably one of, if not the best character in this game. Going ahead, I'm putting Evan at the top in the S. Moving along, we have, I can't pronounce a lot of these characters' names, so please forgive me. Pretty good for PvP and going through the adventure story mode, but an amazing character for PvP combat. Not quite an S for me, but definitely a top tier. I'm gonna go ahead, put him in the A. Absolutely an insane character. Easily for me, top tier, putting him in the S. Another one I can't pronounce. For me, I'm putting her in the B. I think she's about average. She's really not that great for the boss, but she's pretty good for the adventure mode. So for me, she kind of like balances out. Next one we got is Karaka. Really absolutely amazing tank. Good for the adventure mode, good for PvP battles. Okay for the boss battles. For me, easily top tier S. Really good damage dealer for the adventure mode, PvP combat. Not too great for the boss battles, but the other two I think are enough to put them in like an S- for me, possibly an A+. For me, I am putting them at the back of the S. Next one we got is another amazing damage dealer. This is going to be Ivankel, however you say this. For me, easily at the top tier, putting them in the S. Next one we have is a different version of a character we already went over. This is going to be the flight version. This one I think is definitely the weaker version, and we're gonna go ahead putting them in the C. Now, this is another one that I think is arguably one of the best characters in the game, kind of close with Evan. Some people will say Zahard, some people will say Evan, hand in hand. They are both amazing. Going ahead, putting Zard at the top, tippity top, S+ for me. Next one we got is Rachel. This is the Phoenix Incarnate version. Go ahead, I'm putting her in the A because of the boss content and PvP content. Next one we got is going to be the Dual Swords Hats. Pretty weak character, one that I do not recommend building out. Going ahead, putting them as our first D character. Next one we got is Chianhua Hong. I don't know how to pronounce this. Another really weak character. This is going to be another one we're putting in the D. Next one we got is the Forever Prepping Wagnin Ja. This is an okay character. I feel like they're about average, putting them in the B. Next one we got is an amazing damage dealer. This is going to be the Flame User Yeon, however you say this. Really amazing damage dealer for hitting that back line. Great for PvP content, great for the story mode, not so great for the boss battles. Regardless though, for me, still easily at the top, going ahead, putting them in the S. Next one we got is the Yellow Feathers Jitang, however you say this. Kind of a little bit of a niche character, not the worst, has a little bit of a gimmick to it, but definitely I would say worse than average. I'm going ahead putting them in the C. Next one we got is going to be Rachel, but this is going to be the young girl version of her. For me, she's about average. I'm putting her in the B. She's good for the story mode, not that great for the boss battle. Next one we got is going to be the Princess, and this is going to be Endorse. Really awesome for the adventure mode and PvP battles, not so great for the boss. So for me, I'm putting them in the A. Next one we got is going to be Nerea Sionwoo, however you say this. She's an okay dark damage dealer. Unfortunately, there's definitely a lot better options for dark characters for you to choose. Going ahead and putting her in the B area. Next one we got is the Dark Abyss Ghost. Going ahead, putting them down in the C area. Be the Demonic Fragment, another name I cannot pronounce. Overall, a top tier A+ for me, not quite an S. Next one we got got is the Bora Bora Prince, really weak, putting him in the D. Next one we got is Lurker Kim, another really weak character, putting in the D. We got is going to be an amazing assassin for dealing damage in the adventure mode as well as PvP combat. Not that great for boss battles, but her damage definitely makes up for it, and for me, I'm putting her in the A, kind of close to almost being an A minus, but definitely at least an A. Next one we got is the doll maker Verdi. This is a really weak character, putting them in the D. Destined Path, Harwoon, however you say this. Top tier for boss battles, really good for PvP battles, and slightly not too bad for the adventure mode. For me, easily like an A minus, definitely above a B plus. Next one we got is Green April, Anak. A little bit below average, not that great, but definitely not the worst. For me, we're gonna go ahead, put them in the C. Next one we got is the Red Wings, Amigo Charas. This is another super weak character. We're going ahead, putting them in the D. Next one we got is Deep Sea Fishing, Han Soon Yu, another super weak character. Going ahead, putting them in the D as well. Next one we got is the musician Yellowy. Only kind of decent because of her passive ability. Otherwise, she's really not that good just because of her passive. I really can't put her in a B because I just think she's not that great. Next character we got is the Manacle, another name I can't pronounce. For me, easily top tier, putting her at the A. Next one we got is Mad Dog's Angel. This is going to be a super duper weak character, putting them in the D. Next we got is the Tactician. For me, about an average character, decent for the adventure story mode and also PvP combat, not so much for boss battles. Next one we got is the Blackfish Quant. Overall, just another super weak character, putting in the D. Next one we got is the Arsonist, another name I don't know how to pronounce, another weak character, putting in the D. Next one we got is the One-Eyed Wolf. I think this is actually a really amazing character. Not quite a top tier S for me, but really close. For me, easily an A plus. Next one we got is the Center Director Blanc. Has amazing AoE CC abilities, great for adventure mode, PvP battles, but still regardless, for me, easily top tier S. Next one we got is the Red Rose, and this one's going to be another weak character we're putting in the D. Next one we got is the Infernal Blade Master Shane, another weak character, putting in the D. Next one, the Doomsday Herald. About an average character for me, putting them in the B. Endorse, this is going to be the child version. For me, about an average character, putting in the B. Then next we got is the Speedster. This is going to be another D character, really weak. Then we got the Pitcher Mule Love, another really weak character, putting in the D. Then we got is the Blackhorn, really good for most content, kind of weak for the boss battles. Still though, a top tier DPS unit. For me, I'm putting them in the A, kind of like an A minus for me. Next one we got is the Proud Waves Low Zeal. Really good support unit, definitely top tier. Another one that's kind of like an A minus for me. All right, next one we got is the Blooming Flower. Not too bad, not the greatest for boss battles, but still top tier for me, going ahead, putting them in the A. Next one we got is the Insightful One. About an average hero for me, putting them in the B. Next one we got is the Slugger. And this is an SR unit, and it's actually pretty decent. For me, I'm going to go ahead, I'm putting them in the C area. Then we got the Red Lighthouse Apple. Very amazing SR unit that is a great choice in certain boss build teams. For me, easily about an average, putting them in the B. Next one we got is the Pink Knit Sweater. This is an R character that's actually kind of decent for PvP battles. Also has AoE buffs, and the fact that it is a yellow element can really help out a lot too. For me, definitely not one of the worst characters, but not quite like amazing, putting them in the C. Next one we got is the Disruptor Kurdane. This is a warrior for them. I'm going ahead, putting them in the C. This one we got is gonna be Void, and this is gonna be Gray. What's really good about her is the sleep active ability, which goes ahead and makes an enemy fall asleep for an amount of time, which can really help out. But again, she's a little bit gimmicky because I feel like that's only the really good thing that she has. Other than that, there's a lot of better other options. For me, I'm putting her in the C. I like the sleep ability, but that's kind of all. Next one we got is the Crimson Soul Novik. What I would say is he's kind of like a character that you can experiment with and kind of get like a little bit of usage out of him. We got the Wings of Destruction. This is a tank, really weak tank. There's way better options out there, putting them in the D. Next one we got is the Renegade. This is a magic damage dealing character. Another one, unfortunately though, that just really isn't great. Way better options. And then as far as the R's go, pretty much I would say most of the R's are pretty bad. So we're having this character represent all of our R's. We're just putting them in the D. So there you go. That is my personal tier list. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.